What we got? It's a sword.
What's unique about these swords, they're from the Napoleonic Wars.
That's cool. And what most people don't realize is Napoleon, he was of normal height. There was some writings that people came across later after he was gone that said he was 5'3". But that was a town in France that still used an old system where a foot was 13 inches. So Napoleon wasn't short.
Oh, that's funny. I'm here today at the pawn shop to sell 3 of my swords. They're from the Napoleonic Wars. These swords are special to me because they represent a part of history. I would like to get $6,000, but I would take as low as $3,000. I promised my wife I would do some landscaping.
These are cool. Napoleon was around late 1700s up till 1815, the Battle of Waterloo, and he was born a cavalier. Slowly went up to become the ultimate dictator, and then he was defeated. He was a great general. You did not oppose Napoleon or bad things would happen to you. But the French absolutely loved him long after he was gone. To this day, they still love him.
They represent 3 different countries. This one is British.
Okay.
This one is Prussian, and this one's French. When you see the next toward the edge, that means that it was actually used in battle.
People say that, okay? And it makes a great selling point for things.
Right.
But most of these marks on swords are from when a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old go and find grandpa's swords, and they are out in the backyard sword fighting.
That makes a good point, and possibility.
They used them in battle and everything, but mostly they were decoration. That's why this thing looks pretty well worn right here, because that's called the drag.
Yeah.
Because it would drag the ground.
Right.
I'm assuming you want to sell them, right?
I would like to sell them.
Okay.
And for the set, I'm looking around $6,000.
Okay, I have no idea if that's good or not. Do you mind if I call up a friend of mine to look at these?
Sure.
You know, he will know what they're worth, and maybe we can make a deal.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, hang out a few minutes, figure out what you're going to spend the money on.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Thank you.
This sword is intriguing to me, the Prussian sword. The interesting part of the scabbard is it's got a name engraved on it. Have you researched the name?
I did. I couldn't find anything on the name.
Well, and that's, you know, it's unfortunate, of course, that does hurt the value, because if you could be able to say, hey, I've got records of this guy, that adds to the flavor, which equals provenance. The British sword, this is kind of the pinnacle of desirability of having one of these in their collection. Look at the hilt. It's so cool. King George III's royal cipher. And it's got the lion's pommel. Very nice. The French sword, the etching, you know, they did acid etching, and then they would go over it with a gold being a gilt. The fact that there's any of this remaining makes it desirable. This stuff wore off really easy.
Okay, so the big question is, what are these things worth?
Let's go back to the British sword. If you had a scabbard, you'd be looking at a $3,000, maybe $4,000 sword. As is, it's a solid $1,500 to $2,000 sword. The Prussian sword, same thing, $1,500 to $2,000. Because it's got the name engraved on the scabbard, this has some kind of hidden potential.
You might look him up and find out, oh, this guy never went to one battle in his life. He just sat around in a kitchen in France the entire war, you know?
It's entirely possible.
So that takes away the intrigue that it might have been a battle. So there's a plus and there's a minus there. So the last one, how much is this one worth?
The French, a solid $1,500 to $2,500 sword.
Okay. So you're saying for like the 3, I can probably get right around $5,000?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking $4,500 to $6,500.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you, Sean.
Appreciate it. All 3 of these swords are really great. They're authentic, wonderful. If Rick can get the right deal on these swords, they would be great for the shop.
So what will we take for them?
My bottom line is $3,100.
Why $3,100, not $3,000? It's a reasonable question in my mind.
This what I know you have to resell them. I'll do the $3,000, but I cannot do a penny less.
Yeah, I can make money at that. Cool, man. Let's go do some paperwork. And I got 3 new cool swords. Just leave them here. I'll have someone grab them.
I think it's a win-win. I think that it was a fair price for both of us.